We are assembled before our Maker from different locations to thank Him for protecting us, leading us, and giving us courage. Cukwuemeka, you know the mind of your children. You know who is who. We submit ourselves to you and will continue to respect you. We always bring our leader Mazi before your presence for you to continue to strengthen and guide him, and also all those that are helping him to see that we Biafrans and the disadvantaged in Nigeria are free. There are many sick, hungry, and homeless. We also remember them and pray that their spirit will be uplifted and hope, and that one day they will rejoice and feel like human beings. All this we ask in your name. Ise. Today is December 8th, 2020. You are listening to live broadcast from Ipob Community Radio, directed by our leader, Mazi. My name is Mazi Alozie. Let's look at our some headlines. We take them bit by bit, and I welcome our people to join. What is it that the government is afraid of? Why is Nigeria regarded as a democratic company? Democratic company. Company in the rule and agenda of the company. And that bothers me. For a country to act like a company, even worse than a company, deserves some scrutiny. But who will scrutinize who? They are here doing a lot of things. And each time people come up to voice their opinion, they are attacked. They are attacked. Why is this going on in this company, Nigeria? We look at Nigeria, and it seems like everybody there just ignore the obvious. They ignore the obvious. When you fail to tackle your issue, who will tackle it for you? You have to do that on your own. Nobody else will do it for you. The company, Nigeria, and the rulers from the past to the present, they have a system of complicity. It is complicity based on the fact that they are untouchable. they can do what they want to do, and nobody will question. The company which you can rightfully brand as cooperation came from Royal Niger Company, 19th century British mercantile company that operated in the lower valley of the Niger River in West Africa. It extended British influence in what later became Nigeria. Royal Niger Company. Date 1886. December 31, 1899, and it was founded in that 1886 by George Tubman Goldie. It was chartered by the British government in the 19th century. It was formed, as I said, in 1879 as the United African Company and renamed to National African Company in 1891 and to Royal Niger Company in 1886. And they ceased operation in 1900 and then switched the name to Niger area, Nigeria. The name changed, but the activities still remain. You see, Goldie's UAC, United African Company, was chartered as the Royal Niger Company by the British government in 1886, which, with a mandate, and all they do is trading. It became a foundation segment of the Atlantic world in the beginning decades of the 16th century, when pioneering Portuguese sailors explored its complex rivers and creeks along the other regions of Africa. The Portuguese dominated trade between Niger Delta, Europe, and Americas. And you wonder why we are in this situation. Because Britain is ensuring that its cooperation still exists. In October 1st, 1960, and if you look at the timeline, nothing has changed. What's changed was just the style they put in place. I gave you the areas that they acquired. The areas they acquired to establish that cooperation. They combined the trading functions of its predecessor USC with the role of a British surrogate imperial power. As a trading company, the Royal Niger Company established pioneering trading posts in the upper Niger Delta beyond Atlantic coast, in which Europeans did business for centuries, and in Niger's inland basin. They had headquarters on the Niger, first at Asaba and later at Lokoja. And then he said the trade had previously been only indirect, including the Urobo, Ukwane, Ibibio, and the Igbo in Niger Delta. And then he comes to conclude that the Royal Niger trading relations also reached Muslim communities on the Niger on its tributaries in what is today modern northern Nigeria. The implication here is that when you're talking about Niger Delta, you are talking about Biafra land. And to those that are involved, I'm just trying to let you know, when you discard your history, when you don't know your history, when you don't know your background, you tend to be lost. Our leader Mazi also elaborated on this so many times. Where will these people use us as a commercial entity? And as so many educated and enterprising geniuses we have, nobody has been able to question this cooperation. Rather, they revise constitution over and over again. And to maintain this status quo, they have their surrogate agents in the north to retain power. Mind you, it is not only in Nigeria that this has happened. It happened in India, Pakistan, and other places, where they isolate the people, dissect them, and arm a certain minority to dominate the majority. Why do they arm the minority to dominate the majority? Because in their democratic principles, if all things are to be equal, the will of the people will prevail. If they follow democratic system, one man, one vote, majority rules, they will be out in the cold. And the only way they can obtain their agenda is to embrace the minority and arm them, and tie the hands of the majority with arms supplied to the minority. And that minority will carry out their will, what they want to be done. And they will ruthlessly change leadership for any reason that minority come to his senses. And you have history of those leaders in Africa. And many people ask how Africa is not moving. How can Africa move when the elephant is sitting on their leaders? And that trickles down to the people. Why is it common with those from Niger area called Nigeria, the Royal Niger Company, Excuse me. Why? Ghana was a trading coastal area. It used to be Gold Coast. The name Gold Coast. They continue to name people from their Mercantile dictionary. Upper Volta, you remember? Dahomey, Ceylon, and so forth. And these people grew up. They realized that they are being derogatorily labeled, and they changed their names. They revisited history, and they knew that they are not being called who they are, the identity being erased. And they decided to change their names. Nigeria acquired independence before most of these people. People with vision. Know what they want to do. Just give them a little window, a little space, and they make a run for their freedom. Is that a crime? When these people change their names, they still exist. Now they are proud. They became proud of who they are. They found their identity. Burkina Faso. They are not necessarily Britain, rule or British, whatever. But why is that of Nigeria different? Why? Why is it different? Why will they continue talking about democracy when they have never experienced anything like it? They have never experienced anything like democracy. Rather, it is military. From morning till night, it is military. Look at what they produce. Look at the number of forces. Look at the number of guns. And you wonder what that corporation is producing. It's like producing security officers. And then you have them parade and go around. There's no vision for industries, no vision for the children's future, nothing whatsoever. They continue to produce military, armed men. And the ones they produce, what do they do with them? Nothing. Rather, they go and form groups of bandits, Boko Harams, you name them, and they train them to descend on the majority. And that brings us down to protest. If you realize that you are being clobbered, if you realize that you are being oppressed, if you realize that your freedom of speech being denied, if you realize that freedom of assembly is not guaranteed, and they tell you that they have a constitution that grants you and guarantees you all those, and it is not practicable, what's your option? The masses must speak. And you can see the result right before you. The masses. Who are the masses? The divide and rule strategy is working. They divide you. They see your brother as somebody alien to you, and you accept it. You very well embrace that ideology, that your brother is your enemy. And let us not go too far. Let us talk within our own communities. That mentality instilled in you, you carry and get in your village, and you express it. And every day I hammer on it. Nothing moves forward. Nothing moves forward. Why? Because the person you think will move you forward is not your own person. His own agenda is different from yours. His agenda is me and my family, not us as a community. But when that person wants to get to his position, he uses we. All of us. All of you. We all. And when his agenda is achieved, you are an unknown quantity. So far, so good that you can remember that you have communities, and those communities will defend you with their last blood. He is our own, our illustrious son, instead of our lost son. He becomes illustrious son, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. He steals, there's nothing wrong. And this comes from home and expands to a national issue. Looting. Looting of public fund. And nobody sees anything. And let it be loot committed by somebody from non-Fulani area. You see justice carried out very swiftly and very, very ruthlessly. And they will tell you there is rule and there is law enforced with guns and bombs. And let that rule be flouted by their own. Oh, they did not see anything. And we are going to investigate. And that will be the end of that incident. Hence, there is no rule, there is no justice. Justice only reigns for those that it is not meant for. If justice is meant for you, you will get it. If it is not meant for you, you are finished. And these children come up to say, we want to be free. We want our future. What happens? We, all of us become some. You see, the identity changes. We, all of us, becomes some. Instead of everybody showing dissatisfaction, only few will come out. And then the power of the military and the police will reign on the few that came out. And when you continue to eliminate those few, you continue to suppress those few, their morale starts to diminish. And if they continue to diminish, you cannot be able to enforce anything. A way is very devastating is that when these things are being carried out with the help of your own brothers, with the help of your own sons, with the help of your own chiefs, when is it going to end? Then comes to the fact that these people have no agenda that will benefit you, but rather them. We are so foolish. Let me tell you how our foolishness transcends to non-productive agenda. Britain was the world's first industrialized nation, so they needed resources such as palm oil to maintain that. Palm oil, of course, is a tropical plant native to Niger Delta. Malaysia's dominance came in century later. You remember that story? By 1870, palm oil had replaced slaves as the main export of the Niger Delta, the area which was once known as Slave Coast, which spread around West Africa, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and all the rest of them. And at first, most of the trade in the oil palm was uncoordinated, with the natives selling to those who gave them the best deals. Native chiefs, such as former slave Jaja of Opobo, became immensely wealthy because of oil palm. With wealth comes influence. And this is why USC, SUOA, and East Indian companies came. And this is how bribery, corruption came to be. You seek best deal you can get without check. Nobody can checkmate. And Britain knew what they were doing, because Goldie had about 30 trading posts. As I may recall, those posts were still in existence in the 60s before the war of 67. As a matter of fact, some of those posts disappeared after the war. And And in some villages, you still see semblance of those posts. And that is when people say, I'm Niger Delta, I am this, I laugh at them. And this is why your woes today are the handiwork of Britain. These trading posts, you wonder how big they are. They are not really big. It is something they place at strategic locations, close to major highways. And they bring them machines that twist the palm kernels and produce the oil. And then you have drums and drums and drums of oil. And then you have our farmers, palm tree cutters that cut the palm fruits. And every day, morning till night, twist the palm kernels, the palm, and produce the oil, are heaped, gathered, and heaped, and processing takes place. And then you have the big lorries, load them to the coast, Iguacha, and they are shipped abroad. The black gold wasn't the main, and then you have making it known, and as it grew, the attention to palm oil started to fade. And this is the way it affected our lifestyles. We've been sitting on lucrative resources. We never make good use of them. And here come Malaysia. Please, stop it from contaminating your fruits. Give us some of this your native palm fruits. To stop it from contaminating your. We've been sent with them our agricultural experts. Go and reproduce. Yes, how valuable the palm oil was and still is. They took it, reproduced. Today, their gross domestic product with only palm oil supersedes that of the zoo. Now you see why I'm using the word zoo. Of
they run to. It doesn't matter.
At our domain, they are invaluable. What have we done with them? They are nothing to us. The hatred, power has eaten into the brain that nobody thinks anymore. What they think is how to kill you, take over your land, suppress you with the arms and ammunition given to them by Britain. I am simply giving you the root of our inefficiency, the root of our inability to rescue ourselves. Just as we ignored the palm trade, the palm oil, and Malaysia thrived with it, made good with it, and become economic power, we that supplied those palm fruits can't even recognize that there is something like palm oil. We that have the black gold can't even refine, because power has been given to those that cannot determine how to make anything productive. Rather, they militarize it with the help of Britain. Your brain, your intelligence becomes unproductive. And to ensure that nothing works, they ensure that your children can never fight for their future. Democracy. Democracy. By the people, for the people, of the people. Which one is it? You cannot talk. You cannot express your dissatisfaction. Your voice is not important. Your assembly is a threat. And any gathering is illegal. But they can equally, proudly, the British can equally, without any hesitation, call for opinion of the masses. And they will proudly tell you, referendum. Let the people decide. They, in one hand, are letting the people decide. They cherish their people. They cherish their children. They cherish their lifestyle. They cherish their existence, because they are more human than you. In the back of their mind, you are an animal. That is why they erase your history. That is why they want to ensure that you can't recognize your origin, where you come from. When other countries can change their name that denotes who they are, where they come from, the zoo continues to retain the name Nigeria. The Royal Niger Company. Oh, if it is that important, what was their anthem in 1960? Oh, they know. Okay, they know that they can change something. You can change the wordings that lied, the lyrics that lied. Tribe and tongue, according to you, differ. Your tribe, your tongue is different. You're not the same. You stand in brotherhood. And which brotherhood? Which brotherhood? Oh, you say, okay, that is not true. Our tongues are different. Our tribes are different. And there's no brotherhood, but we are one Nigeria. What a ridiculous assumption. We even lie to ourselves. We cannot let even our own children, we cannot even be proud of our own children. We suppress them. We treat them like animals. They come out, Papa, Father, I am not happy. You tell him, shut up. You go and bring a gun and tell him, open your mouth one more time and I will waste you. I will reduce you to nothing. And that your father will go and listen to his master. Anytime your son comes up to express his dissatisfaction, finish him. And the common denominator, money, takes the center stage. Why are you afraid of NDSAS? Who are the SAS? These are agents of Britain. They are killing squad. They trained them. They armed them. And they told them what to do. The Boko Haram, They trained them, they armed them, and they told them what to do. Don't forget. Don't forget when some honorable Nigerian military officers tried to fight Boko Haram. Who did they capture? White men. White men working in the background. You have forgotten. You have forgotten. Why is it an endless war? The giant of Africa that cannot defeat ragtag army sponsored by mercenaries from European countries. And you're the giant of Africa that cannot proudly protect their own children. You let them waste en route to foreign countries. And those of you that manage to come abroad, knowing fully well the dangers, we stay here to run our mouth, to criticize all those that are trying to see that we find our ways. Because that same bribery, that same back money being channeled, just like the way they channel the arms and the ammunitions, will get into your pocket. And you will forget that your brothers are dying. You will forget that your sisters are dying. You will forget that your mothers are in agony, cannot make ends meet, cannot eat. And then you forget that they have no future. You forget that when they are running to also come to abroad, they are subjecting themselves to dehumanization. Charity begins at home. Home is where the mind is. Therefore, where is home? Where is home? You think it's just end the SARS, which did not end from the first demonstration. And the second demonstration, they are telling you it will not hold. Why are you afraid of a change? Why are you afraid of something that will benefit your own sons and daughters, those that are enforcing the evil doctrine? Where does it leave you? At the end of the day, after retirement, you will not receive your remunerations. Where will it leave you after you have crippled your son? And at old age, nobody will attend to you. Where will it leave you when you have destroyed your daughters? Send them into prostitution. Send them into unwanted relationship just for the money. Simple common sense does not exist. Home is where the mind is. Where is home? Where is home? But you that say that is your home, you deny your name. Show me your identity. Common sense. Produce your identity. You have been arrested by the police in a predominant geographical location where certain people reside, and you are known by your names. You are known by your geographical location. You are known by your appearance. And the foreigner will come to your land and tell you, show me your identity. And you produce your identity. And then he asks you, is this your name? You said yes. Where is the name of this place? You give a different name. How long have you been here? Long time. but you have denied your name and where you come from. Your identity says something different. The piece of card, plastic card, is saying something different from what you are verbally telling your conqueror. And you are enforcing your belief that yes, you might have that name on your card, but that is not your name. That geographical location might be there. I am not the owner of the land. Excuse me. Then where is home? I don't know. My grandfathers are not here to defend my claim that this is my land. My ancestors are not here to corroborate that they own this place. And then you ask your oppressor, am I making sense to you? He say, quite right. You are correct. There are more of us. We are coming. We will occupy this place. As they speak to you, their brothers are right behind them. As you put your wares in the market square, they'll tell you, come on, take it off. And then you will be looking horrifically what is happening. You forgot that you denied your land. You forgot that you denied your name. Instead of answering and identifying yourself with your correct name, you changed it. And now, they are telling you, since this land does not belong to you, since your name is not what it's supposed to be, nobody owns this land. Therefore, we from the Sahel region own the land. And the only thing you can compensate yourself with is, how much are you going to give me? And I'll say, they will give you 20,000 naira. If you can point out all those people that claim that this is their land, and let's finish them. As a matter of fact, let's remove them entirely. And you that know that you are a squatter, and you that know that your grandfathers cannot come here and testify that the land belongs to them, and you that your grandmothers and your ancestors cannot come here and testify for you, we just give you some money. And you'll be smiling. And you'll be pointing fingers. These are the ones that say that they are indigents of the land. They are the terrorists. My brother, you are there with somebody that is dispossessing you from your inheritance. Just like you threw away the palm fruit. You gave them away, not valuing it. You have the black gold. They are extracting it right under your nose. And they pay you little money. And you take it and be the pipeline guide. And you are telling the people, I am Niger Delta. And history and every record is telling you that from there to the borders of Lokoja, down is Niger Delta, the east, land of the rising sun. What a disaster. You cannot come out. You cannot protest. But worst of it all, you cannot bind together to see what you can do to rise against your enemies. No. You have the opportunity to sum up courage, but you drop that opportunity. Those that they are agents, not even with the guns and the bullets. Those that are saying they are politicians and they sit like statues in the house they will not talk because they have been bought over. The money they are getting prevents them from protecting you. And they cannot proudly start and say, this, your agenda is very, very disastrous and inhumane. Only few that can muster courage and talk. And what did they tell you? Insecurity. 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 Why are you calling insecurity when you know that they are producing soldiers? That is the industry they know. They start from National Youth Corps, militarizing you, hip high, with mental degradation. All you know is violence. Nobody knows word for peace, reconciliation. Kill and drink the blood. And your illustrious children are miscreants and hoodlums and cultists. And your mind is rested when you brand them. And these people are the ones, after using you as their thugs, will abandon you and you go back to your old self. Do you see why your answers flutters? These are the arms, the tentacles that are surrounding your progress. You will never move forward until the Oduduwas, without any question, without any conniving, without any deceit, come out and say, we are living in lies. I'm out. Britain will not do anything. Until the middle belt come and say, we are living in lies, we are out. Britain will not do a damn thing. Biafra is saying we are out. There is no government. Britain will not do a damn thing. But as long as you have crops of these people sitting in a specific location and saying we are one Nigeria, Britain will do something. You are holding your future in your hand, and you are the one that will determine which way it goes. Either it moves to the left or it moves to the right, just as you have chosen to answer the name of a corporation, losing your identity, losing your productivity, and remain poor. Remain poor with no future at sight. The call number is +1 484 767 0848. +1 484 767 0848. The lines are open. Let's look at let us look at some the politicians, and when they make comments, you listen to their commentary, and you wonder where they are headed. Chinda's call for Buhari's impeachment illogical. Distraction to reps. Carlo husband. And now let me read that out for you, because for those that have something to say, there are bodies that will oppose it. Okay? You cannot impeach him because he is your president. But presidents are impeached. Presidents are removed from offices. But it is only in the zoo that nobody can move forward. According to him, this call is not only illogical, it appears as a tool strategically thrown up to disrupt the agenda of the coming visit. Of who? Coming who? The House spokesman is saying that described the call by the caucus leader of the opposition people PDP, Kingsley Chinda, to commence impeachment of process on President Buhari as illogical. You see, who are they using? Igbo man, Biafra man. He also did it was distraction to members who were eagerly awaiting Buhari's coming to the House. He is still coming. It will take him a year to come to the House. It will be recalled that the House Tuesday last week, via a resolution, invited the president to come and give explanations on the escalating security situation in the country. The invitation was, however, prompted by the recent senseless killings of over 43 rice farmers in Zabamari village, Borno State. Chinda, in a press release, said that Buhari has failed in his primary responsibility of protecting lives and properties in the country, calling Nigerians to compel their representatives at the National Assembly to commence impeachment process. What does that tell you? And then the lawmaker also called on the Federal Executive Council to declare the president incapacitated. But reacting to the calls, the House of Representatives spokesman Carlo, in a statement, titled Nigeria Saddled with Circus, Honorable Kingsley Chinda and his lone voyage of impeachment call said that Chinda does not speak for the lawmaker, referring to him as loner. You remember what I told you? Them, not every call you make to move forward will be thwarted. They will use your own to pull you back. They will use your own to try you. And what impression do they give? They give you the impression that you are alone. That across the board, they are united. But that is not what it is supposed to do. Do you need to invite him for him to come? The religion of duty. Is it only 43 that has been killed in Borno? Does he need invitation? When you cannot perform your duty, that is the religion of duty. That there warrants your resignation. You don't need to be invited to resign. You don't need to be questioned. You honorably resign, my fellow countrymen and women. Due to my inability to perform, I hereby tender my resignation, and let those that are fit continue and move the country forward. And then you see, yes, sanity is beginning to prevail. No. That will not happen. Rather, they will sit tight with guns and bullets and bombs and sit like elephant. Nothing moves. I am the president. Though I am incapable, I will die in the office. And so I die with all of you. I die, I'll take you with me. Selfish president. One-sided way of thinking. And you wonder where it's happening, why it is happening, why nobody is opposing. They are not going to oppose because they have been armed, they have been bribed, they have a lot of money, they are enjoying the free money that inhibits their progress. Hindsight is 2020. They cannot see beyond their pocket. And any agenda introduced to call the attention of everybody to the inadequacies is thwarted. They'll give you one reason or the other. The president is coming. I thought he has come and gone. We are still waiting for him to come. And the next you will be hearing is that he will be addressing you from somewhere. Or maybe the suits are not yet perfected. They'll cross their T's and dot their I's. And you'll wonder. You will wonder what kind of government is in place. Those that cannot produce progress. They cannot produce it. I chose the word produce. If you want to move something, if you don't have anything, if you need something and you're lacking something, you have to come, sit down, think, and produce something. Either through thinking, planning, and physical production. Necessity breeds invention. If you are not ready to move forward, the hunger for improvement will not be there. Because anybody that makes a move to make any improvement will be challenged. Leave it the way it is. It is working for us. It's always been that way. Just like your name. We run around with tags behind us. These people are experiments. And our American friend one time from the house told you Nigeria is a business venture. Oh yeah, we had it, but we dropped it. We put it aside. Nobody paid attention to it. And they will see all this and say, let us move forward. And when I hear that, I laugh. There's a river in front of you. There's no bridge. You are trying to cross into Lokoja. There's no bridge. And the Benue is raging. You know there's a land across Benue River. What you're saying, let's keep moving forward. Or are you talking about River Niger? You know there must be a bridge. There must be a common link on both sides. Link that joins both sides. But that link is not there. And you're telling yourself you want to get to the other side. And they're telling you we want a link. They are telling you that something is missing that will link us together. You say, that will make it possible. But we don't need it. Let us continue to move forward. What are they telling you? Politically incorrect. Let us go and drown. And you think they are giving you good advice. Let us move forward. You have not reached back to say, how are we going to cross the river? You have not put anything in place. You have not cleared the route. But you're saying, let us continue to move forward. And I look at the faces of all those that are very close to the bank. Like the wildebeest crossing the Serengeti. You see the crocodiles. You see the swiftness of the river. And the wildebeest will look. And look again. And you see all those coming behind. They see all those coming behind them. And they say, well, something must give way. I'm going to take the first leap. And the rest will say, what the heck? All of a sudden, the river comes to life, filled with wildebeest. And those that will survive, and those that will die. But the difference is that with you, a human being, you stand no chance. You stand no chance. Because that river is huge. That river is wide. As many as you try to enter it, so will you disappear in seconds. Are you talking about the Benue? then you must dump millions of people before others can trample on them to get to the other side. Then is the result worth the cost? Is the result worth the cost? The answer is no. You know what to do. You know the right process to take, but you have refused to do that. This is our mental state. This is what we do to ourselves. This is the way we hamper the progress of our children. When you are stopped from expressing your feelings, when you lie to your own children, and you are telling us, let us move forward. If you cannot address your problem, you cannot move forward. If you cannot acknowledge that you are different, you cannot move forward. If you cannot acknowledge that your tongue is different, you cannot move forward. If you cannot acknowledge that you have no love for that person you claim to be your brother, and in the bottom of your heart, you know you hate him from head to toe, you cannot move forward. What will continue to happen is killings upon killings with no end in sight. It is our own man. You cannot impeach him. You cannot protest. And that brings me to the question, why will this police and army stop the protest? Policemen, soldiers stormed Lekki Toll Plaza. Protesters hid police warning in Lagos. Stay off protest venues. Lagos police debunk viral video. Tension as NSAS protest hold in Abuja. Protesters storm streets in Osogbo, demand the disbandment of brutality panel. Protesters will be dealt with decisively in Cross River. Chief of Police warns, says memories of devastating destruction still fresh. Protests failed to hold in Ogun. And the sign is saying end police brutality, and they are telling you they will deal with you decisively. And I ask myself, where are they getting their orders from? They are in a protest venue, and you don't even want them in the protest venue. Protesters, some streets, they demand disbandment of police. Protesters will be dealt with decisively, and you are free to protest, but hooligans won't be tolerated, Buhari wants. That same person that cannot come and dress the people is in his hiding warning. People cannot be able to stand and defend themselves. I'm addressing Biafrans. Let us examine our roles. Let us take a good look at ourselves. Each and every one of us must look at our brothers eye to eye and ask ourselves questions. Are we doing the right thing? Are we pulling our own weight? Are we doing what our leader wants us to do? What is it we are not doing right? Because our leader is just one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You have seen the way people value him, non-Biafrans. And that gives you a different side of the coin. If our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu happened to be a product of Benue, you would have seen a different response. Oduduwa, ooh, it would have been very wonderful. Arewa, oh my God. You can't even ask for a cup of water. No nyamini. No. But that is your own product, your own son, your own father, your own uncle. You have systematically attacked by those who hate progress, by those that have been paid to lie, and they will continue to do their dirty jobs. They will continue. Sometimes we say things to just pump you up. We say things for you to search inwardly to see what you're not doing right. And then you ask yourself questions. Am I what this man is talking about? Is it me? Or are you talking to somebody else? That's what I mean by searching your souls. Master, is it me that will betray you? They started searching their souls. The least is where you expect. The most is where you don't expect. What I mean? Those that present themselves as closer at the least you expect will disappoint you. But those that are far off, not even close to you, are those that you think don't know you and are likely to do you in. But ironically, those are the ones that admire you from afar. And those that feel that they know you do that with contempt. Is it you? Oh, you. I know you. I know where you sleep. I know what you eat. I know when you go out. I know when you come in. And once you open your mouth, they say, I will reveal your secrets. This is the way we behave. This is the way we talk. Is it me? are you referring to me? Am I the guilty one? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? We want to go home. How do you go home? What are your plans? What have you put in place? You have to put something in place with all your mind, with everything in your power. And ensure that what we are doing is to our best interest. We are the ones rejected. We are the ones being oppressed. We are the ones being chased around. We are the ones whose lands are being taken over. We are the ones whose children have no job, nothing whatsoever. It is our best interest to do something that which we know will be beneficial to us. Nobody will give you anything in a platter of gold, because that person that is coming for your own thing is your enemy. That person coming for your own thing wants you out. He wants you out. And you have to determine by your own will if you are willing to forgo that which your ancestors have given you. It is your own and nobody else. This thing is this humming continues, and I wonder why it's continuing. It's +14847670848. I'm just checking to make sure that the audio is out and is audible, and it is. And very soon I will check to see why the humming continues, and that I can check later on. Other headlines. And when we look at the headlines, we laugh. We will talk about end SARS, and you have people demonstrating. They are demonstrating to make life easier for everybody, including those that are enforcing ban on end SARS. And they think that they are not affected. But lo and behold, they are eating themselves out too. It is not the first time. It is not the second time. You have the army and customs fighting over booty. They even come to the point of survival of the fittest. Makes you wonder.
If I'm like that, don't fire like that. Thank God. Better. How you doing now? Alozie, long time.
Insecurity. They are the ones causing the insecurity. They are the ones responsible. If Nigeria respects the law, if those in authority respects the law, for the fact that the international community continues to tell them that there is rule of law, they will not try to stop people from demonstrating. But they know that they are above the law. They know that nothing will happen. They know those backing them. Therefore, they will do what they want to do, and nothing will happen. That is the way they do their own thing. And that is why when they do it, they don't care. Let's look at the other aspect of our news, and then you come back to look at things that you think are not important, but they are. You know that I mentioned to you about our people, the way we look at things. The way we look at things. Let me go back. You see, we are good at copying. Okay, we are good at copying. We are good at looking at what white people said, and we ignore what our own people say. We pay little attention to what our people say. But when white people say it, it catches our attention. You know, I started by telling you about Nigeria. The Trump administration on Monday designated Nigeria the Great British Zoo in Africa as a country of particular concern. Well, he went further to say severe violations of religious freedom, a designation that opens it up to economic sanctions, something Pope Francis and or Archbishop of Canterbury hasn't been able to do. Fulani Janjaweed and their supporters in Britain's Foreign and Commonwealth Office in London must know that unending genocide against Biafra Jews and Christians of the Middle Belt has consequences, and this is only the beginning. A contraption can never, ever be a country, no matter how unreasonable the inhabitants are. Even one created by a white man, as is the case with Nigeria, Nigeria is a manifest absurdity, and only a black person afflicted by the severest form of inferiority complex will dare endorse it. There is no nation called Nigeria. It is a contraption created by a white man for racially inferior and intellectually backward blacks. That is why British-backed Fulani Janjaweed has been allowed to get away with murder of non-Muslims. And let me give you a little hindsight by Leta Wolowo. Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerian in the same way as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigeria is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria and those who do not. What else do you want to hear? What else? Our people. Everybody is telling you there is nothing like Nigeria. And some of us are saying, I'm proud to be a Nigerian. And then you wonder. You wonder when others are looking for their freedom, when others are looking for a way to progress, we rely on backwardness. We continue to be backwards. We continue to make the world look at us as if we have no brains. And any foreign country looking at our ways will know that there is problem. Who do you want to solve the problem for you? You have to solve it by yourself. When you say end the SARS, it means end the SARS. It is a government agency produced by Britain. They acknowledge that the ones that trained SARS and the security operatives they didn't deny it. And that will further show you that whatever you do, your problem is your problem. You will solve it by yourself. Anything you do, don't call on the international community to help you. Heaven helps those who help themselves. You will be the one to help yourself. You will be the one to take the initiative. You will be the one that will take the bull by the horn. And you wonder what is taking you so long? This is the only country you cannot come out and protest. What is wrong with protest? Have you ever seen a country that cannot protest? Have you ever seen a country that every other person can see them being oppressed and they cannot come out and express themselves, their feelings, how they feel? Have you ever seen a country where there is no rule of law and they will not come out to show their dissatisfaction from non-rule of law? Have you ever seen a country where there is no progress and they cannot come and say there is no progress? And you are calling yourself civilized. And those that are agents are the ones enforcing it. This is Governor Bello. Cautions against another round of demonstration. What is wrong with demonstration? If there's anything wrong with demonstration, why do you have the House of Reps? Why do you have it? What are your functions? Why do you have the Senate? Are they not arm of the democratic process? Is freedom of expression not part of democratic process? Why then are you against people coming to tell the world that, gentlemen, we have a problem in the zoo? You hide, you lie, and you will continue to hide and lie.
Fellow compatriots, I am unsettled by credible intel indicating that another round of NSAS protests are brewing in selected cities across the country, likely to commence this week, and possibly as early as Monday, the 7th of December, in other words, tomorrow morning. Every Nigerian should be worried by the specter of another nationwide protest, for any reason at all this time. Not only is it true that the whole nation is still sacrificed and much traumatized by the violent aftermath of the last round of protests, but ground zero has changed drastically, and rules of engagement this time around will no longer be the same. The last round of protests benefited from a police force subdued by embarrassment and the misdeeds of few of their colleagues, and simultaneously held in check by official directives, even from self-defense. Any further protest is likely to run into a police force still enraged by the vicious attacks visited upon her last time. Nigerians are aware of the gruesome slaughter and even cannibalism of at least 22 police officers during the violence that erupted alongside the NSAS protest. This is aside from the scores who were injured and maimed, in addition to the deliberate targeting and destructions of dozens of police stations and other police facilities, as well as the looting of high-caliber guns and ammunition from armories. These 22 police officers were our brothers, sons, husbands, and ultimately, they are Nigerians. While it is true that law enforcement should do her job professionally, irrespective of circumstances, it is even truer that official uniformed men and women who were universally hunted and killed across the country by the hoodlums can be unpredictable, even paranoid. In the face of these, and as the first sitting governor who publicly upheld the right of our youths to protest against police brutality, I cannot, in all good circumstances, agree that the time is right for another round of NSAS protests.
Yes, my friends, there you have it. The police, they are above the law. The law enforcement agents are above the law. There is no law. There is no law. The law that does not guarantee your safety, the law that does not guarantee your freedom of expression, the law that does not guarantee your freedom of assembly, and then the law that favors oppression, denial of your future. It is okay for the police to waste the lives of your youths innocently. In the process, they maim the people, and the people take out anger. Why will they be there in the first place with live bullets? You leave the issue and go into something that is irrelevant. Why will they be protesting NDSAS as we speak? If you are the people that learn from their mistakes, the world is watching you, and you are amplifying your obstinacy to international rule of law. When is the right time to protest if it is not now? When you have caged all the youths. Do that which is right, there will be no protest. Do that which is needful, there will be no protest. As loyal as Nigerians are to the authorities, their behavior has been taken for their weakness. We can do all we want to do to them. They will not respond. We are not used to being challenged. We are not used to our people being vocal. We are not used to our people being in the street to express their dissatisfaction. Therefore, no matter which way you go, we are going to use the soldiers and the police to silence you. And our people, why are there so many bandits running around? Why are there so many Boko Harams killing and sacking villagers? If they come out and say end the killings and they protest, you will also kill them for coming out to say end the killings. They are protesting for you to end the killings in Benue and in Biafra land, especially in Obibo. You will also shoot them. A country that says is democratic cannot allow freedom of expression for the world to see the crime taking place under the glorious British rule. And Trump is hammering on them to understand that they are committing crime against humanity. And who is committing the crime? Who is the criminal? Is it those that are oppressing you that are criminals, or the oppressed that are fighting for their survival? I'm not talking about the looting, the money you have looted that makes you higher and above every other person. Any other mushroom country can come out and protest. But it is only you that will kill your own youth for coming out to express their dissatisfaction from lack of progress, mismanagement of resources, and no promising future for them. Why is it not their right to protest? It is something very, very surprising. Who is kidding who? And we will continue. We will continue. Speaking to the people is a way of encouraging them. Speaking to the people is a way of letting them know that their voices are being heard. If not by the administration, but other reasonable individuals. There are silent majority, but the silent majority must be vocal. And now they want to be vocal. No, you don't want them to be vocal. Do you see the principle of suppression? Using the minority to suppress the majority. You see it playing out. The Bolivians can come out and protest. Argentinians can come out and protest. Brazilians can come out and protest. Zambians can come out and protest. Sierra Leoneans can come out and protest. But the zoo, you cannot come out and protest. But you are the largest democracy in Africa. You are known to be killers of your own people. And you are holding on to that title. Never to give it up. That is the way we see things. And that is the way to get things corrected. Let us look at the police spokesperson, Abimbola Oyeyemi, spoke with Channels Television, stressed that the command will not tolerate any form of protest in the state, as the country is just coming out of the aftermath of NDSA's protest. Police deploy officers to strategic locations in Ogun. Let me ask you, is the job of the police to protect the protesters or stop them from protesting? That is my question. Is the job of the police to protect and direct the protesters or to stop them from protesting? we have misplaced our priorities. And this is why this country must not survive. The same police people that are underpaid, the same police people that mount roadblocks and start stealing people's money, the same police people that shoot you if you don't give them money to argument for their lack of pay, are the same ones stopping you from protesting to help them survive. And don't forget that most tourists you stop know that you are underpaid. They voluntarily give you some money because they watch you sweat in the heat of the sun. They watch you do your job. But mercy, looking at your faces for volunteering to serve and protect, they will give you some money. And at the same time, because you have become comfortable that anytime you gather, they will give you money, you are at the same time suppressing these people. From protesting. What is wrong with protest? Let me say, somebody wrote something here. Nigerian police does not know what is called fundamental human rights. Or should I really say people's constitutional right? How can Ogun State Police warn against people's right to peaceful protest? Ignorance is a disease. That is the law. It is the law. Why is it a crime for you to seek freedom? Why? Why is it against the law for you to protest? We will continue to move forward. We will continue. There's something Alozie wrote. Let me make reference to it. The board of NNPC, which is made up of 9, has 6 from North, 1 from South, and 2 from Southwest. South, it has no representative. If you go to Warri Refinery, the DPR and other places, it's as if you are in Kaduna State. So what type of country do we belong to? This is by Chief Edwin Clark, the Ijaw leader. We've been calling you names. We have called you out. I think you know we don't hate you. You know when we call people, we strike a chord, we electrify you to think. We call it the way it is. And it is unrealistic for you to say we hate you. We don't hate anybody. We make you conscious. We make you aware about what is going on. And if you can acknowledge that, if you can acknowledge that the board of NNPC is made up of 9, and there is nowhere they're drilling that oil from the north, and you have 9 coming from the north, 6 from the north, I beg your pardon, what does that tell you? Oppression. and suppression. One, from the south-south. It depends on where you're calling south-south. And two, from southwest. That is your agents, those that you're compensating. Is that really that they are supposed to get? And you can make it 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 to show a semblance of a federal character according to you. But that's not the case. 6 from the north, 1 from south-south, 2 from southwest, the southeast. Nope. If you go to Warri Refinery and other places, it's as if you are in Kaduna State. So what type of country do we belong to? You don't belong to any country. There is no country in the first place. It is business as usual. It is a business venture. It is a cooperation. And that is why it is run the way it is run. It is not a country. It is oil conglomerate. There is nobody to represent your interest. You have no interest. They have interest. They have interest on your land. They have interest on your forest. They have interest on your resources, while they force you to deny who you are. And you've gotten your lesson on the Niger Delta, the boundary of Niger Delta. So don't be deceiving yourself thinking that somebody from Enugu is not Niger Delta. They are from Niger Delta. Don't be deceiving yourself thinking that somebody from Akwa Ibom is not Niger Delta. They are Niger Delta. Don't be deceiving yourself thinking that somebody from Anambra is not Niger Delta. They are Niger Delta. That is the geographical boundary. But within the complex of the zoo, they have partitioned you. Go as far as telling you your original Niger Delta that you are south-south, which does not exist in geographical location pointer. And they give you the name of rivers and all whatnot. And you take them. I will be ending the broadcast earlier than usual because of the silence. Whatever the technical issue might be, I don't know. But I will seize the opportunity to end it on time and find out what the issue is. Because I have checked the radios and it's coming out, and if there's anything with the phone line, that's something different. And that is where I'm going to make a call and ensure that something is not wrong. People might be trying to call in, and here comes a call. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
From I hear from Mama. Mazi, but you're coming loud and clear. I tell them, try and call. Yeah, Mazi, we appreciate our leader in the first place. and we continue to encourage him. We continue to be with him, and we continue to pray to Cukwuemeka to keep him, because he knows the best. He gave him the mantle of this leadership, and we pray and we ask Cukwuemeka to let it come to accomplishment on your area. And Mazi, about your analysis, before I go there, Mazi, when we talk, like you said, Edward Clark, I don't know that man, Clark. Mazi, right? We don't hate them. When we speak about them, we want them to change from their evil ways. We want all of them to change and do the needful. And see the trauma, the embarrassment, the killing, what the situation that people are into. Just like Devil Moro, the man in the Boy State government house. Mazi, you see the kind of problem this man is fermenting day by day, and he doesn't seem to show any remorse. Mazi, do you know that as I speak to you now, this man continues to close primary schools of those people he termed his enemy, that could not follow him and join Ginger with when he approaches you to defend to APC. Primary school in Equator, Idembia, he closed it down, not knowing what the students will be going through. About 1,000 students are laid up now. Why is that man being so wicked? Why is he closing all those schools? Because his children are outside probably studying. They don't care. He approached the proprietor of the school, and this man refused. Now he closed that school, and the children are out of school. The same thing he's doing, taking the armored car in government house, pretending they're going for mechanics, and he's giving them to his brothers and his relations because he's afraid now. He gave one to his elder brother Roy that has a lot chamber in Abakaliki. The same way he's packing rice, loading rice day in, day out in trailer. Since that 1st of November till now. But I can send you all these things. He's sending it to his masters. Why his people are impoverished? People are going through here this time. He doesn't want to help them. Why is the devil so wicked? Since last year we have been talking. Now Ruga is in our own domain, in Wangede. In the Abba is near Nkwere. And Wosu is there, because occasion is where Toban. We have been shouting now that clearing that place, the Ruga is there now. Ruga rolling the Moshet Naka, no, there now. That clean day by day, since Monday thing started. And when we talk, our people think we are playing. We are not playing. What we tell you is the stark reality. Why are they letting all these things happen? These people, all of them are tossed, and they will suffer whatever they sow. All of them must repeat at the right time. We have talked enough. That thing that they are looking for, all of them will get it. There's no two ways about that. At that time, they will get it. We have bad luck of when they go. No, go down. We are watching them. But I have to leave here because their atrocity is too much. Our people are going through here now. Our people are being killed. Look at that wicked. He continues killing people, day in, day out. With his security, he brought all of them. His own security. They're killing people. No problem. Let them continue to kill our people. And lastly, Devil Moro has his own court he formed, because he is accusing Pius and the other man that they are sponsoring IPOB in their state. What is the meaning of IPOB? Indigenous people of Biafra. By birth, by inclination, you are. If you want to die, you die, but stop killing our people. Since few days that more than 30 persons have been killed in the Ebonyi state. I can be sending you the pictures. Listen to our 2 days ago. I can send it to all of them. Mazi. He's forming cutting everywhere, attacking his people. And when he wants to ferment any problem in the state, he will bring one thing or a ferment problem and use it and do. But where people from Ibo can come and testify what I'm telling them, what I'm saying. Mazi, it's very annoying. We pray that only Chukwuemeka gave us this man, and we pray and we hope he will accomplish that which Chukwuemeka brought him here. All of us will go. We want to go home. Mazi, I remain okay for him. They were from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi Foreign. We are going home. Dave Umahi. They will do whatever they want to do. They don't like the truth. They don't like the people progress. They will suppress their own people with the Fulanis. You have schools and you want to disenfranchise the children. They cannot go to school, then they'll become illiterates and turn to northern children. Education is forbidden, and they are enforcing that. Well, I wonder when this is going to end. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Good evening.
Good morning from here.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Jack, and I'm calling from Lagos. I just want to add my voice to the contribution ongoing. It is critical clear to everybody that anybody that called himself a politician in Biafra land, they are all working for Fulani people. Starting from the letter issued or the letter leaked, which was written by Mieti Allah chairman, directing Nyawodo on what to do and who to hand over in Imo State, which in a few days back, it has been proven that Ozodimba is seriously rooting to make sure that that person recommended by Fulani Mieti Allah become the Ohanese chairman. In addition, Ajus Okano, one of their lowest criminal, also have publicly come out to endorse the same person that Mieti Allah recommended. This is to show our people that nothing we say in this holy platform that is for the truth. Coming to Edwin Clark of the thing, I read a statement of Barrister Jimako. Out of the total board members, the Fulani people, I think out of 8 or out of 12, the Fulani has almost 8 or 6. In fact, they say the board, in fact, the place, the NPC is just like Kaduna State. It's just like Kaduna State in Biafra land. Edwin Clark, do you see? And all of you help the Janjaweed to go and bribe Avengers that made Avengers go in, that made all the reasonable and genuine agitators, freedom fighters, both in the creek, all of them went in, who collected money, because money is what you have been pursuing. While Fulani people are busy killing you, taking over your land, taking money belonging to us to charge or to Niger Republic. They will build a railway to charge to Niger Republic. They will take land to Niger Republic. They will build road to Niger Republic. And finally, through that, they went to build the refinery in Niger Republic and ask you that Nigeria will be importing petroleum for fuel from there. What an irony. Also, I remember last time that I reported the issue of them using Shell to acquire land in Ohaji. Information ongoing is showing that the Amodla refinery that is functional now and the one they also want to implement are all the works of Fulani people and not the company that they presented. And this was done through the administrator Ozodimba. And everybody is understanding what is happening. But I want the youth out there, our people, to know something. You can never achieve any change or anything by sitting by, standing aloof without doing anything. It's only when you are united with IPOB that you can demonstrate a formidable force that they cannot be able to stand. That is why they don't want to see when there is any unity in any group of people, because they know they will face resistance. Having said that, finally coming to, I don't know which senator was saying that trash and that rubbish. He said 22 police, only 22 police were killed over the all over the contraction. But only in Obibo, almost 1,000 people have been killed. And he did not do anything. Talk more of other states in the contraction. I have a simple advice to give those who their fathers, their uncles or brothers are police officers. You just have to advise them. Advise them accordingly, because the politician will incite them. When they go out there on the street and shoot or kill anybody, they bomb. Nigeria will go up in fire. Everybody, every protester have decided this is the norm. Everybody will continue to protest peacefully to the point that they will block all federal roads. That Nigeria will be locked down. Both they govern and they govern, both the governing people, the people governing and they govern, both the leaders and the led. Everybody will just lock the contraction and everybody will feel the pain. But if they unleash you to go and attack peaceful protesters, be rest assured you will be killed instantly in the street. And if you make the mistakes of last time, the damage the Nigerian contraction is done in cure will be worst case scenario compared to what happened in the last. It is not a threat, that is the reality. You messed up with the wrong generation. The people will continue to protest because it is constitutional. It is not whether you like it or you don't like it. It is not what you think or opinion or not. The protest will continue peacefully, and if any politician using the law enforcement to disrupt it, anything you say, you will take it. And if you call for it, do not regret, because anything you call for, that is what you are going to get. Now, people should understand that as this second phase of the protest has just started, they are trying to be careful, and this is to demonstrate or show to you that despite how tyrannical they may be, by the time you are able to show a good will of resistance to this cabal and ruling class, nobody will advise them properly to be careful when they are dealing with you. But when they come out to scold you, to issue of civilian statements, they are going to deal with you and others, they will unleash this and others. If you are not courageous, you will be intimidated, and because of fear, you will run into your shell. But while they are issuing the civilian statement and all, they know how to do best. You hit the street with other people. Let them come, because they tested the last one and they saw the resultant effect, and they know what they are going to cure the damage. This very time, if they repeat the same process, Nigeria will burn. And all these politicians that have contributed in one way or the other to the killing of the masses will go after them, burning their houses, burning their properties, making sure that everything goes down, and everybody will remain locked down in this contraction. And let's see who is going to regret all these things. That is my contribution. This will take you from here. Yes. Biafra. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you from here. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you very much. Yes, that is the way they do their work. The governors, they are above the law. The governors. Anyway, like I said, this is where I'll be ending today's broadcast. We'll be on the air again tomorrow. So, let me see. We'll be on the air again tomorrow. So, our people, let us come together. Let us know what's before us. Let us know what we have to do, and do it very efficiently. Protesting or no protesting, we must be honest to ourselves. We must be sincere to what we do. We must bring our mind together. Condemn that which is condemnable. When I say condemn, somebody does wrong, yes, trash that person. Call him to order. Call her to order. Be him a chief. When you do that, people will start to reason. Don't ignore. Don't keep quiet. Because when you keep quiet, you are encouraging what shouldn't be encouraged. You are supporting what shouldn't be supported. And if you fail to do that, we will continue to be in the mess. So from here, I'll say, have a nice day, and I'll stay tuned because South Africa is coming on right away. So from here, I'll say, have a nice day, and I'll stay tuned because South Africa is coming on right away. So.
Get it online on your mobile. This is IPOB Community Radio, Radio Biafra, the first and the last. Get it online on your mobile. This is IPOB Community Radio. Get it online on your mobile. This is IPOB Community Radio. Get it online on your mobile. This is IPOB Community Radio.